Darling, I'm the life of the party.
Glorious. Love me, Jen. Love me, Jen. Love me, Jen. Nobody.
What's up, people? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Glorious. If you're new, welcome. If you're joining me again, welcome back. In this channel, I do music and media, and by media, I mean a variety of different content. In today's video, we are talking about loneliness and being alone and how that can be difficult, especially during now around these times with COVID and being at home alone. We all feel lonely from time to time. It is really normal to feel this way. For me, I used to be a very lonely person. I used to feel very lonely, and it actually used to be the opposite for me. I had a lot of friends back in the day. My social circle was quite large, and to be honest, I used to hate being alone. Like, I dreaded it. I just always wanted to be around somebody. I was just so vulnerable. I just hated to be alone. And I only realized it was because I was very vulnerable, and I just felt like it was in need of something, and that was affection or attention or whatever it may be. I just felt like I needed that. And so I used to hate being alone. I just always needed to be around people. I needed to always have people around me. And over time, as you grow up and as you mature and you lose friends and you start kind of knowing yourself a little better, numbers of my friends just kind of started dropping. And to the point now, to be honest, my circle is so small, near to nothing. Like, I barely have any friends. I was lonely for a very long time. It took me quite a while to get used to being alone and get used to, enjoying my own company and being by myself. Because to go from that change to always wanting to be around people and just hate being alone and could never spend a second by myself, to enjoying my own company and really just spending almost all my time by myself is quite the change. Everybody's loneliness stories are different. Some people, they just really hate being alone, and like I said before, I used to be that person. And other people don't mind being alone. Loneliness is not always a bad thing, but it can be an issue. And over the years, loneliness has become quite an issue and a chronic problem for millions all around the world. 61% of Americans are lonely in 2019, and that grew substantially since 2020. 52% sometimes or always lonely, and 47% sometimes or always feel that they're in a relationship. And 21% have no friends at all. I know with COVID, it has been extremely hard with loneliness. And if I was at the state that I was before with loneliness, I don't even think I would be able to survive COVID. Frankly, let's just be honest. Because we feel isolated, we feel trapped at home, most with nothing to do, and this can be very depressing. Loneliness and being alone are not the same thing. They are completely two different things. Loneliness is just a subjective personal feeling. If you feel lonely, it's because you are lonely. Just because you don't have a lot of friends or you're not sociable, or you don't really know how to talk to others or communicate with others or be around others, you're very introverted, doesn't necessarily mean you're lonely. I am that and all the above, but I am quite very sociable. I don't mind people. I like to be around people. People like to be around me. I'm a very sociable person. People always tell me I have great energy. Darling, I'm the life of the party. But when I'm done, and I need to be by myself. When I'm tired with people, and I need to put myself back into my little bubble, back into my little introverted self, and be alone. I really do enjoy my own company, and I really do enjoy spending time by myself. And I never really thought that I would say that or actually like that, but I've learned to be able to handle that. And being a sociable person shows no difference in your loneliness status. Loneliness affects each person and everybody in different ways. And unfortunately, loneliness is something that we can't avoid or protect ourselves from. Loneliness is a part of us. It's a part of our biology. It's our feelings. We don't have a say in how we feel. Sometimes you can have a little bit of control. For example, like if you feel angry, you can control your anger, but that initial feeling, you don't have control over. How you feel is how you feel. And I can understand why loneliness can feel so painful sometimes, because I've been there before. And it can be pretty bad. It can feel really, really bad. I know, I understand, believe me. We are not meant to be alone. We are social creatures. We are meant to connect with each other. This is what we need to survive, connections. That's what it was all about. It was about survival. Most of us don't want to be lonely, but end up being lonely unintentionally, getting caught up with work, school, love, family, and just life in general. And it is really, really difficult to find or make close connections and close friends as adults, because come on, we're not kids as adults, right? It's a lot more difficult when you're an adult to, make those connections and build those relationships. We don't have much time anymore. And then you have to look at certain things when building relations as an adult and finding close friends. Character, upbringing, all of these things can come into mind when you're trying to build relations with others. So it can be hard and you feel lonely and you feel isolated. But biologically, we are still wired and tuned to connect with each other and be with each other. That's why many of us, millions of us, feel lonely. In fact, chronic loneliness can be very, very unhealthy and is twice as deadly as obesity. So imagine, and if millions of us all around the world is dealing with this and chronically, a lot of people can be losing their lives for loneliness and depression. If you're really, really lonely and you're not doing anything to solve that or work on that or resolve the issue, your loneliness can only just get worse and result in even more loneliness. Although loneliness is completely normal and we all go through it, it can be very, very unhealthy and very, very, very bad for you. But there's always things that you can do and ways in which that you can feel less lonely. When I'm feeling really, really lonely, some of the things that I like to do is I love to go on walks. Like, I'm a walker. I walk on a daily basis. I cannot go a day without walking. I need to step out of the house and walk. And even if I don't exercise for the day, that's my exercise for the day. A walk around the neighborhood, a walk to here, a walk to there. I love to walk. It's just my therapeutic way of clearing my mind. I love beautiful scenery, so I love to go by the river. When I see everybody else walking and enjoying the weather and outside, it makes me feel like, okay, I'm not the only one. There's others probably home alone and also out enjoying the weather, taking walks, exercising. I also like to exercise. Working out and staying fit is important to me, so I love to work out and get in some cardio. Exercise, I'm trying to build muscle, so I also like to go out hiking, get some exercise in, get some workout in, and just feel really, really good. I also like to go to the mall sometimes. I don't really like to go to the mall often. I do like to online shop, but here and there, if I get a chance to, if I'm out and about, sometimes I'll stop by the mall, do a little bit of window shopping or some shopping. I also like to sit down and write some poetry. Love to write poetry or write some music. Most of the time I turn my poetry into music, so I like to do that as well. I don't feel obligated to fill my day with distracting activities. This is just usually when I'm like really, really bored and have nothing to do. These are just some of my go-tos that I like to do when I'm feeling anxious or like I'm really, really bored. But let's face it, that's exactly what it is just a distraction. Let's not forget the deeper issue, which is clearly depression, which I know has worsened for many of us. You don't have to feel bad for feeling lonely, but I can honestly tell you that you can overcome it. I know it sucks. Nobody really wants to feel lonely, but it's something to overcome. I'm happy that I'm able to embrace my loneliness or solve, I guess, but you don't have to feel bad for being lonely. As I mentioned earlier, loneliness is completely normal. We all go through it. You don't want to stay in that state. You don't want to stay lonely, because if you stay like that, it's just harder and harder. It just gets harder and harder and harder for you to connect and build relationships with others, because you can come off, self-centered or maybe not easy to talk to, and that may not be the case, but you can come off like that. As I mentioned earlier, I know exactly how it feels. I was there at one point in my life. I know how it feels to be at your lowest point, be so down, be depressed. I know how it feels. I know how it feels to be alone. I understand. If anyone understands, I understand. It took a while. It took a very, 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 very long time for me to be able to embrace my loneliness. And I think that's what's made it easier for me to be alone, I guess. But it's not always easy for everybody, you know, everybody is different. And so lastly, I want to say, if you are feeling lonely or depressed and you are unable to solve it on your own, please seek professional help, because it will only worsen, and your happiness and well-being is very important. So if you feel you're unable to solve your loneliness issue by yourself, please seek professional help. It doesn't mean you're weak, and it doesn't make you weak. In fact, for me, it means that you're very, very strong, because it takes a lot of courage. It's a really, really difficult thing to be vulnerable and open yourself up. So be proud of yourself for that. That's gonna be it for this video, a little quick chat on loneliness. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you can relate to this video and know and understand that I know what it's like to feel lonely, and it's okay, and you can and will overcome it if you do try. Get out there, get busy, get productive, meet new people, be sociable. These are all steps to overcoming loneliness. I'm just so proud of everybody for getting through 2020. We are so strong, and we are all getting through this together. So I love you guys so much. Thank you guys once more for watching. Please stay safe, stay glorious, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.